But of course, today the attention is on the first day of the House debate on the 3 royal decrees on borrowing and on the economic stimulus spending package that the government has introduced to try to save the economy and help people deal with the impact from the coronavirus. So the opposition today took to the floor and at times turned the debate into some kind of a censure debate against the government. And of course, the Prime Minister, the General Prayut Chan-o-cha, was the first to take the podium to explain the rationale behind these decrees and the stimulus spending package. No, he strongly defend this the package as being necessary to mitigate the impact from the pandemic on the economy and the people's livelihoods. He also insisted all projects to be implemented under the spending program will be thoroughly screened and to ensure that they are relevant and will benefit the economy and the people. And in response to concerns about possible loopholes in the spending, he gave an assurance that the spending will be closely monitored and to ensure transparency and accountability.
Yeah. And now let's take a look to the royal decrees which are under House debate. There are decrees in relation to COVID-19 relief. The decrees and bill up for House debate. The first one is Royal Decree authorizing Finance Ministry to seek 1 trillion baht loan to address economic and social issues. The second one, Royal Decree authorizing Bank of Thailand and Finance Ministry to establish 400 billion baht fund to support bond market. Third is Royal Decree authorizing Bank of Thailand to provide loans through financial institutions totaling 500 billion baht to SMEs, and bill to transfer budgets from government agencies to support COVID-19 mitigation measures. The total number of the loan are 1.9 trillion baht, Kun Thepchai.
So these are among the measures that the government has introduced and will continue to introduce to ensure that the economy will be sort of revived in the near future. But of course, the debate on these decrees and other related matters will go on for 5 days, starting today, and eventually these decrees will be put to a vote. But with the majority in the House, there's no question that the bills or the decrees will pass the House or not. But the opposition today came out very strongly not against the decrees or the bill themselves, but against the nature of the spendings under these decrees. Anudit Nakornthap, for example, a key figure of the Thai party, faulted the government for its disorganized and confusing approaches in dealing with the initial stage of the pandemic. And that resulted in the spread of the virus that eventually forced the government to introduce draconian lockdown measures. And the consequence was that an economic crisis ensued. So that prompted the government to resort to the massive borrowing. And so this is some of the points of concern raised by the opposition today, Kunatha.
Yes. Point that the opposition camps would like to raise in the debate is the first one, extension of state of emergency unwarranted. They would like to point out the overuse of extension of state of emergency, especially in this time of the House debate, and the massive borrowing to create unprecedented debt burden, and government's spending plans lack specific, favor the rich. This is quite crucial.
That's right. Because they see the spending plan as lacking in details, and they point out that many of the sectors in the spending plans are seen as favoring rich people, not poor people who deserve more help than the rich. Yeah.
And also other points that opposition camps would like to raise concern in the House debate include absence of effective mechanism to ensure transparency and accountability, and potential for favoritism in implementing rescue measures.
Now, from all the debate by the opposition today, it's very obvious that the opposition gives no credit to the Prayut government for the country's success in containing the pandemic, and instead they credit medical personnel and members of the public for their cooperation and sacrifices that help bring down the number of infections. And certainly, of course, there is one thing that it seems that both opposition and the government MPs agree on. That is the important role of the so-called village health volunteers. Remember these people, right?
Yeah.
Because these volunteers who are trained in basic health care have been knocking on doors in villages across the country to help educate people on how to take care of themselves during the outbreak. They also help identify people with symptoms of the virus and in the process help save many lives. Their endeavors, as we know, have been recognized by the World Health Organization, which described these people as unsung heroes who have set example for most countries in the world. So both government and opposition MPs today spoke highly of the role played by these volunteers and agree that they deserve better financial benefits and work benefits than they are getting today.
Yeah. At least they are on the same page
Yeah.
of health volunteers all over the country, in which this case has been widely recognized by World Health Organization that Thailand can be role model in terms of having volunteers
Yeah.
in the villages around the country.
This seems to be the only point that both camps agree on. Otherwise, they argue strongly against each other on the merits or on the need for the spending package.
Yes. And Kun Thepchai, today is the first new normal House debate. We can see how MPs have to wear masks when they are inside the parliament. But if someone stood up and have to speak, they have to, of course, take their mask off. But that's the part of new normal of the House debate.
This is a brand new the parliament building. So a lot of technical hiccups were reported today. And there were too much echo of sound in the chambers, and that was the most common complaint we heard all day from speakers who took the podium. And then, of course, since everything was brand new, so it was bound to be some problems with a lot of the technical side of the debate.
Yeah. Today is only the first day, and they have 4 more days to have this House debate. So we shall monitor and keep you updated on what will be coming up and what will be the implication of this House debate.